switch this over. And we found Thursday. We did. Sorry about missing Tuesday. It was a planned focus day that turned into a sick day, so I didn't get much work done. But I guess I was able to take the day that my body was forcing me to, I guess. I don't know. I think I got just some sort of a stomach bug, and it wasn't fun. It was quite unfun. It was one of those where I was like, I wanted to get things done. I had the mental capacities, like, this is the direction I want to go, this is the task I'm going to do, but I couldn't focus. My eyes kept, closing, and then of course I, was pretty much spending most of the time in the bathroom, so I took naps and tried to just accept that this is a day that is not going to get much done. But it's okay. Yeah, I'm feeling I was feeling better by the end of the day. And hello, Coco Bean. Goodbye, Coco Bean. I was feeling better by the end of the day. And yesterday I was able to catch up because I had a project that I needed to get done. And I got the line art done for that. It's a concept art one, which is really fun and cool. I always enjoy those. But yeah, I had to get that actually moving yesterday. Oops. What I want to do right there, center. And then I think I'm going to need to leave a little room for text, so let's think about that. Just a smidge. I wonder. I guess that would probably not be a good idea. Offset things like that. We'll see. Alright. And I have everything sketched out, so I don't need to worry about that. Hair is just kind of doing its own mission here. There we go. It got cold last night and I was so excited. I wore my new sweater yesterday and I was just absolutely delighted. It is super cozy. I got it on sale from Aerie, and I'd never walked into Aerie before, and but I'd seen one of the fitness people I follow were like, they love the offline like leggings and stuff. It's like, okay, I'll just poke my nose in and see what there is to see. And oh my gosh, they were running a sale on them, and as soon as I touched it, I was like, oh, this is coming home with me. It's like, it was the waffle version of like the long weekend sweater. They're like super oversized and they're cut so cozy. It was so good. And I am battling with the desire to go pick up another one in a different color. I've been battling with that desire quite a bit. And I think I'm going to make soup tonight. So I've got to decide on which soup. Dee, hello! Happy Thursday to you too. This is a Momo cheat comic. Done. I was looking through just my thumbnails because when I upload things to my website, on WordPress you've got your media gallery, and you know, I can kind of see a spread and a very quick snapshot of all the comics I've done recently, and I haven't really done a Momo focused comic lately, so I wanted to do one of those, and I came up with a pretty good idea for it. This is just a good little, well, it's not a quiet comic because I do have narration, but it's a quiet comic because Momo's just doing some quiet, cozy things. Hanging in there, yeah, I feel that. Okay, here we go. Oof. So yeah, I got that done with the really, there we go. Got that done with the concept art, which is fun. This one in particular was really interesting. This is for the company. I sometimes, well, what was the one I did last time? I believe it was a golf course. It was like a 9-hole golf course, and well, not golf course, you know, it's putt-putt. And so that one I did. That one was a lot of fun. It was like it was kind of like a Mayan themed one, and so I had to go, I was doing a little bit of research, and I found all of these neat you know, myths and cultural things that I could bake into the different poles and stuff. Like there was a I kind of did several, there were a couple of them that one I really liked was the, and I hope they make it, was the seven macaws. I actually had the macaws around it, and then giant feathers to represent that deity, I guess it is. And there were several others that, like on the final hole, I mimicked, gosh, I forget the name of the temple. It's like, it's one of the most famous ones, but if you catch it at a certain time, I believe it's a certain time of year, like near one of the solstices, the sun hits these steps, and the shadow of the steps creates a serpent going down the side of the temple, kind of like I'm trying to describe how it has like these raised, it has the major steps, but it has like minor steps, and then the kind of the scalloped edging, and then the shadow causes that to go down the temple, and at the base of those steps are two serpent heads. And so I mimicked that on the final hole, and I had kind of like the scalloping is the wrong word, but the kind of jagged, almost back of a serpent coming out of the ground and causing shadows to go on the green, and then the head comes out at the very end right above the put out hole. So that was really cool. That was the last one I did there. And then this one was I believe these are for like a I guess it would be an Airbnb situation. They do these themed cabins, and so the themes here were like a MASH military cabin, and then there was a Tarzan, Flintstones, Hogwarts. There was a pirate ship theme one, and what was the other one? So there were like 7. What was the last one? Tarzan, Hogwarts, Flintstones, pirate. What's that last one? There were tikis. What's the last one? Oh, it was like a Western saloon. So they theme these out, and build in, you know, of course, the facilities and the bathrooms and stuff. And some of them are on raised platforms. Like it looks like it's like a faux tree, and it's probably about a 10-foot, actually 10 by 10. And then I think usually it goes up about 9 to 10 feet. And so in there, if they have like plumbing and bathroom facilities, because some of these are just straightforward tree houses that aren't meant to have facilities or anything. They're you know, they'll have like a little room down there, and they'll have like a tea room or a fairy little cave. And you know, those will go out in the woods for kids. And but some of them are actually themed to be Airbnbs where you can rent out, and you've got like a mini kitchenette, and you've got the shower and the bathroom facilities below. It's really kind of cool. Oh shoot, hold on just a second. Hey Ariana, pardon me just a minute. All right, sorry about that. There we go. What was I talking about? Okay, the themed cabins. So yeah, that was really neat. Probably one of the most elaborate one, and this one was never built, but I did I worked on a Lord of the Rings Rivendell themed one that was really cool, and that one didn't get made because, you know, the commissioner's imagination far outpaced his budget. So it was one of those where the builder was like, okay, I'm frustrated because everything we send to him, you know, we give him the attached budget to do this, and he's like, yeah, no, push it off. And then he comes back and, well, can you do this, can you do that? And he's like, okay, you deal with him. If he wants to actually start building, come back to me. And so we went through a couple of revisions through that, and I don't think he ever actually went through with it. But that was a super cool design. I wish I could have seen that one finished, but definitely understand, because these things, especially when you're adding like facilities like, you know, bathroom, kitchenette, you've got to plumb, you've got to get, you know, septic systems in there, that adds up a ton. So all right, how are you guys today? Are you enjoying the, what are they calling it? I think this one is, it's not a cold snap. I believe it's an Arctic blast is what they're calling it here. So we have a couple of things that they call them. We get cold snaps, and I think the cold snaps are very brief. I think that's the distinguishing feature of the cold snap. And then we get Arctic blasts. That's another one. There was another one that they like to call them. I can't bring it to mind. Yeah, that's what's going on. I know, right? Let's dial in the meteorologist dictionary and see, you know, what have they determined is going on this time around. But yeah, I think this one is officially an Arctic blast, at least down here. So, and I was watching one of the weather people that I follow on YouTube, and he kind of walks it out a little bit further, like weeks to a month in advance. And for his predictions, there's kind of, this is the initial cold wave, and it's going to pull back a little bit, and then most of November is going to be cooler, according to that guy. And I don't know what his updates have been. That was, I think, around probably Monday when I watched that one. Typical fall weather here, chilly mornings. Ooh, nice. Warm afternoons. 2-for-1 seasons. Yeah, it's super dry here too. I love just the bright crystal blue sky though, and might go for a walk later, but it's just so pretty. And yesterday I went out in the morning to do my workout, and I didn't go as hard as I usually do. I was like, okay, you're not gonna pick up the heaviest weights, you're just gonna chill and, you know, get a little bit of movement in, which I'm glad I did, but because I still wasn't 100% feeling better, but enough that I was like, okay, you should probably get out and move after a slothish day just on the couch on the floor in the bathroom. And I think I got my daily done really late that day, because that's like when I actually started painting was when I was starting to feel better and can actually sit down and focus, which wasn't until later. Oh my, your ears. Folks are breaking out blankets, sweaters, and even some coats. Lots of folks don't have the heat on yet, storing Macy's. Yeah, no, I broke out, I broke out this sweater. I was looking, because I initially went for just kind of a t-shirt, like thin t-shirt this morning, and then I was not warming up, so I was like, okay, we need to move to sweater weather level 2 and actually get out a sweater. And I hadn't worn this one. It's nice, a cozy, nice thick cable. But yeah, I'm excited to get out those sweaters, because I always love getting sweaters, but when it, you know, actually comes to using them, it's less often than I would like. It's a little difficult here because it does warm up, like it'll drop into the 40s, 50s at night, and then it'll warm up to like maybe 70s, sometimes in the 80s. So I mean, a lot of the stores keep that AC on here until it like gets, you know, really truly freezing. Oh, I do have some exciting news. I've got, so last Friday I was, actually got my nails done for the first time in ages, and I found this good little nail spot in the mall. And it was like just $16 for just a regular mani. Usually I think they're around like 25 or 30 or something. So I was like, ooh, okay, let's do this. And because I had to do a event for one of my freelance clients, and while I was walking around the wall waiting for my hair appointment time to come around, I found this new shop called Space Montrose. And I was really curious because it seemed like they had like a lot of art stuff in it. And I walked in there and I noticed a lot of local Texas artists. I was like, ooh, okay, let me talk to somebody, you know, behind the counter, see if they have a buyer there, or if they, you know, if there's any way I can work with these guys and what the deal is. And so I did talk to them, and I think I'm gonna I am gonna get some stuff in that little store. They have 2 locations, Memorial City, and then there's one kind of downtownish in the Montrose area, hence Space Montrose is the name. I'm super excited because they're really, really sweet couple. Husband and wife run it, and the deal with local artists is like a 50-50 consignment deal. So I've never done anything like that before, but it'll be cool to have, you know, pieces in a physical store. I'm going to take over some plushies and books, pins, stickers. I'll kind of arrange that this weekend, but thinking about doing a launch event too and letting them borrow the Momo inflatable. So if we do that, I'll definitely be posting reels and stuff about it. So I'm super excited about that. And but yeah, I mean, I was going and kind of wandering over that direction because a new Uniqlo location opened up in that mall. And oh my God, that was I mean, I didn't expect, I innocently wandered over there thinking, hey, I can walk in and see what it's all about. And no, they had this launch event and they had cordoned off like the middle of the mall walkway, and they had like Comic-Con lines just snaking around these posts for people waiting to get into the store. And I think that lasted the whole weekend. And I was like, good Lord. Apparently they are giving away something to the first couple hundred people. I don't know. But I had talked to one of the staff. I think she was a manager. Before their opening, she's like, yeah, we're going to have taiko drummers. We're going to have, artists drawing manga portraits. And I was like, ooh, that sounds fun. I'm going to go see. And then, yeah. They did a bang-up job on their marketing, though, because people were lined up. So I'll go in there and see it when it's a little bit more calm. But yeah, no, the location of the small store is right next to it. So it was really cool because they were having their opening there too, and they were getting a lot of good traffic as well. So excited about that. But I've got to do some pin bagging, and they don't need stickers bagged, so I've got to count out those and yeah, just kind of decide on the matrix of stuff that I'm gonna bring, because they do want plushies, and I'm definitely gonna be bringing them some plushies. They want books, and I've got to get more Life of Pug, because counting, I think I only have 6 volumes left, so I need to get some of those printed up. I'm good on all the other volumes, but I gotta go grab copies. Yeah, and they want sketchbooks too, and I think I've got good numbers on all the volumes except for one, and I think I'm down to like just a few on those, like maybe under 10. So I have to make a decision of whether I want to reprint those or do like a massive omnibus, and I'm kind of leaning towards the omnibus so I don't have to you know, keep track of the 5 different little sketchbooks. But I mean, if I do that, I would frame it around the whole daily painting theme and showing progress there. And of course, I'd keep the sections on Inktober's and stuff. But that's what I'm kind of just playing around with that idea. But I know that the way I want to do it, that book is not going to be, I would have to, I'd have to do probably a larger run. Although I could possibly get it through Mix'em. They do like softback art books that would be larger. I haven't run the numbers and the pricing yet, and I'd want to do some fancy things like maybe spot UV on the cover, something like that, or maybe foil maybe. And they also do, I love the French what do they call them, the French God, it's not a French flap. it's like a soft cover printed book, bound book, soft binding, but inside it's got extra little leaf flap areas that are similar. It basically kind of combines a hard cover with a dust jacket and has those little dust jacket leaves on the inside, but it's part of the soft cover. I really love that. Maybe a way to incorporate that. And I think some of my anime art books do that. But I'd have to really think about that, plan it, write it out, and make it more robust, I feel, than the sketch cutes. Maybe add a tutorial, maybe add, something. I'm kind of thinking along the lines of the 3D Total Publishing art books I have, which a lot of them, especially the artist focused ones, they have a little bit of a history section kind of showing how they came up and develop their art career, and then they often delve into tutorials, and it's not just a pure art book, even though there is a lot of art in there. I feel like that would be the format that I would go for, but that takes a lot of planning. I'll see if I want to give them some of those. Heart is smaller because the little butterfly is smaller. Oh, I'm glad you liked them, Sharon. But this will be a neat opportunity to meet a new, different audience, because it's you know, of course, before I would only be at anime and pop culture conventions, and there's just, you know, not, you know, people do go to those, but I mean, there's, you know, a lot more of just, you know, a lot higher volume of people going to regular malls and walking around. So I'll be, you know, getting exposed to people that have probably never seen my stuff before. All right, that's a good one. Let's proceed with the next. I kind of want to make this mushroom kind of back to the side, or like maybe do a... I don't know if I can do that. Maybe I'll just give it the little wiggle wiggle. Off to a quick meeting, I think. Oh no. All right, Ariana, enjoy the meeting. I hope it's not one that could have been an email, as they often are. All right. Just a little bit more. Okay, let's... Do I want to draw Momo first? I think I'll draw Momo first. Really? There we go. So I'm thinking of making, I've got my soup kits because I ordered from them early. I discovered these last year. They're Anderson Farms. They make these soup kits that are kind of halfway. You've got these dehydrated ingredients, and then you add like your own fresh ingredients. Like some of them require a lot more than others. The potato soup requires a couple of regular potatoes and then cream. And then of course, if you want to do bacon and cheddar and all the good things on top. Otherwise, you know, everything else is in the little package, and you just boil the, you start with, oh, also broth, you need your chicken broth, but you start with that, the fresh potatoes, and then like after the potatoes are softened, you add the mix. And I got a couple of the, hello Beanie, let me give you some heat, there you go. I'm gonna I have the stuff for the potato version, and I also have a corn chowder that I'm thinking could be tasty. I have the chicken, I have a chicken stew, chicken chowder, but I don't have the chicken, and I don't have the onion, and there are several other items they want you to get. That one's pretty involved, but they're so good. I put them, I've got the little Costco Dutch oven things. I haven't used this. Wait, did I use the small one? I may have used the small one, but I used the large one for the soups because it really is perfect. And the seal on the Dutch oven, I feel like it cooks things a lot faster. Like the package says to boil your potatoes for 30 to 45 minutes, and I always feel like the darn things are done and falling apart after like 20 to 25. And that even on medium heat, that Dutch oven just super heats really fast and cooks things up quickly. So I'm thinking I might try that corn chowder one. I've already made one of the potato soups that I got, but they're so good. but I ordered from them earlier because I didn't want to run the risk of them, you know, running out of stock or whatever. I've got also, let's see, I've got a sausage and lentil one that I tried. Haven't made that one yet. I have a minestrone, and I did a chicken and rice already. That was super good. There was another one. There's the harvest lentil, beef lentil. I think I've got an Italian wedding. They messed up my order, and initially I had ordered 2 potatoes, and then they sent me 1 potato and like 2 other random soups, and I was like, hey, you know, I'd love to have like what I ordered. They just let me keep the other ones. So I'll try that one, and then I got my extra potato, and there was another one that I had ordered that was like it wasn't a minestrone, but it was kind of similar. Beef stew, I think that's what it was. So she needs to be bapping this, so bap, bap. So I maybe need to do a little bit of a turn on her paw, maybe see her little sock here. Get her belly up a bit there. Maybe if I put it like a little bit of a wonky angle, it'll look like it's moving more. There we go. I'm going to make this a little smaller. That was one of the issues with my map yesterday. I was operating on my regular canvas size, which meant I was zooming into these tiny little pieces on it, and I had to have I was like 1.2 points. And it's like, I should have prepared this canvas better. It worked out. All this soup talk gave me an idea. I love Italian onion soup, and we have leftover spinach. Ooh, very nice. Ooh, split pea soup. It is definitely soup time. I'm thinking maybe. I know I have flour. I don't know if I have the gumption, but I've always wanted to attempt those Dutch oven bread loaf things, and I could use my little loaf, my little Dutch oven to make a little wee loaf, but I don't have confidence in my bread making skills. I have like none. Another thing I'm thinking out about I may do Friday is my favorite chili. There's this, it's called it's Carol Shelby, I think it's called Texas chili, but it comes in a little box, and it's just the spices, and then you get some masa flour, and then you get, I think it's cayenne pepper, and I think there's one other little packet, maybe not, but the fresh ingredients you need for that one are the the protein, like the ground beef, and I use ground beef, but only 1 pound. The package calls for 2, which I think I made it that way the very first time, and it was just a gargantuan amount of chili, and it was really thick too. So I scaled that back to 1 pound, and then I get the fresh, well, not the fresh, I get the canned diced tomatoes, and I think it's 1 of those, and then, or 2 of them, and then a tomato sauce. And then you put all of those in the crock pot and let it, oh, and pinto beans. I use pinto beans too. Put all of those in the crock pot and let it bubble away for the whole day. It's so good. And I did try that with turkey, ground turkey once. It wasn't as good. I pretty much have settled on the 1 pound of ground method. But I do that one with I get, it's pretty hefty. I do that one with Fritos and chili, and then I top it with the cheddar cheese and chives and sour cream. It's so good. It's so good. I think I will have to do that. I just talked about it, and I'm like now in chili mode. Darn it. Gee darn. Another soup. I'm thinking that I might bring one of them and make it for my family over Christmas. I'm sure that they would be open to that. I don't know which one I do. I know my dad would probably love the sausage and lentil. He loves like the bean and split pea type soups. The potato soup is just so good. And I'm sure the other ones are really good too. We shall see. Put a little bit of just some little bits flowing through the air to give it a fall feel. Maybe some leaves on the ground. Here's push her face together a little more so you can see her looking at the... I actually kind of might need to close her eye. That could be okay. I feel like her head is a little bit small for her body considering this proportion here. I think that's a little bit better. I like it when Coco gets the baps. She gets this insulted, like, how dare you look on her face, and she's like, it's so funny. And she gets the airplane ears, and yeah, very expressive. Now, Tuxie does it too. Mostly when they're, bapping each other. He kind of cocks his head and he's poised to bap, and she's usually, don't bap me, I didn't do anything, and she clearly totally did. I'm going to go back into this frame and I'm going to just fill in this area under her body here. I think that the contrast could be interesting. Let's see. Yep. That's it. And Tuxie, you can tell when he's irritated because he's got the rattlesnake tail, but it's just the end of it that, and then he does a swish, swish, and then like all of his emotions, he wears them on his tail. I haven't saved in ages. There we go. I think she's gonna be like looking up. So her ears are going to be behind her head. And I'm thinking I'll just have a little bit. So we've got the turn of that one and then the back of this one. And I need to get her whiskies really up. And just maybe a little hint of her second forehead stripe there, because she's going to be holding her book. She's like hugging it. Like this, she needs to be up a little more. That's about an okay proportion. She's gonna be holding her book, her sketchbook like this. Now realized I forgot her tail in the first and second frames. Don't know if it would be in the first frame because her tushy is out of frame. So I'm gonna say on that one, possibly not, but on the first one, definitely I need to fix her tail. Let me do that while I'm thinking about it. I mean, I could possibly have it come, like, I could have it do this. Pretty major to forget a tail on a cat. Alright, let's give you a tail over here, Momo. Let's erase this. Tush is coming like that. Let's just say it's like this. And erase all of this. Fixed. Save. So she's dancing in the wind. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed seeing the process, Dee. I'm happy to share it. And now I can start erasing the items that I don't need here, which is her chin. Oops, I erased too much chinny chin chin. There we go. I don't need the bottom or the top, or side rather, side. Oh, that's her body. Okay. Well, I don't need that either. There we go. That one's done. And now I have her pumpkin patch picking, and then we dove into some leaves with this one. I think I'll probably fill in the text here. It's a good moment to fill in the text. Let's get this over to the correct, where are you? There you are. And I kind of want to be rhymey. And I feel like this, I need to rhyme with took. Let me go over here just a moment to Rhyme Zone. Oh! Ah. It writes itself sometimes. And I seriously need to adjust my spacing here. Never have I regretted the time I took to slow down and meet a moment and give life a closer look. Yes! Okay. Shift. This is a little bit open, but also this text is a wee bit small. So we need to embiggen the text a little bit. And let me do that. And I'm going to select this and do that. I still need to adjust. I'll do that later. I do also I need to figure out my ellipses and ... I need an ellipses in this one. And I feel it needs to be at the end. But where's my book? I feel like this double is wrong. But I like having this here, and I kind of need it here because it's a pause. Isn't an ellipses just a pause? Never have I read of the time I took to slow down and meet a moment and give life a closer look. I like my wiggly little mushy. Alright, let's do the pumpkin picking because I have one floof that is very excited and the other one that's still trying to catch up, and Momo is balancing their giant pumpkin that they picked. Okay, cool. Grammatically, I just wasn't sure if you... I mean, technically, it is a pause at both moments, but whatever. No one's gonna... Yeah, maybe my mom will. She corrected a couple of mine before. It's okay. So she's got her little pumpkin, and these guys have picked a pumpkin that is much bigger than they are. Which reminds me, I need to go to Cornelius because it's a local nursery here. And starting in September, I believe it is, they clear most of their main floor and bring in just all the pumpkins. I mean, I've seen boards and pumpkins there that I didn't know existed. They are just all sorts of shapes and sizes and just colors, wonky looking crazy pumpkins. And it's a perfect spot to do plush photography, and I need to take Pudge and do some pictures of Pudge on the hay bales with the pumpkins and stuff. And I don't go just to take pictures and then leave. I always buy something because I feel that that's kind of not cool to use the beautiful facilities for pictures and then not actually patronize it. So I think last year I got this cute little bird that I hung up in the just outside the door, and he lasted quite a bit. He went through a couple of storms and he was on a spring and just bouncing everywhere. I think I need to dunk him in some sealer or something because his paint is kind of fading. But his spring and his little attachment loop is still good and solid, so I just need to give him a little touch up. she's gonna be holding, she's gonna have her elbow out here, and then maybe our pumpkin is gonna be like that. Just drawing a rough, kind of trying to angle it where it would be here. Just holding on to it like that, kind of in the crook of her arm. And maybe this paw should be more under. Like that. Yeah, I like that. And I like her little arm coming around it too. So there, that's good. And then I just need to figure out where this giant pumpkin is. And I'll draw her arm in there, balancing it for the floofs in a minute. Okay, I think size on this pumpkin needs to be a little bigger because these floofs need to be a little more overwhelmed by it, I think. So let me get this here, and then that might make sense for Momo leaning forward to help them with it. Got some confusion here. That piece of it probably won't even be seen, but we are going to do that anyway. There we go. I feel sometimes that I make a mistake on these pumpkins, like by making the shape too round and smooth. Like if it has a bunch of bumps on it, the silhouette needs to be bumpy too. Maybe I just need to sit out and look at pumpkins more. Alright, so I've got an excited floof here, and he's marching and he's holding on to the pumpkin, and this one is trying to keep up. And then Momo will be like, okay, I'm gonna help you guys. He's trying to go faster than he should in carrying this pumpkin. So if he's kind of twisting his body over this direction, there's one footer there. And he's kind of twisting over to like this. And he's walking. Maybe I should give him a little shoulder or bring this footer down a little bit more under. I want to get rid of that little speck. There we go. Actually, I think it was good where it was. Maybe I just need to bring his face over a little bit. That kind of looks super goofy. Maybe I can fix it with like doing a little bit more of a curve there with his whiskers coming up over here and less of a straight line to show that he is twisting his body and trying to make this work. I kind of think that the paw needs to be his other paw because he's clearly like this, trying to walk this pumpkin. Maybe just the hint of his paw up there holding it. This one's like, whoa. This one is just twisting his body to get this pumpkin to move where he wants it to go. Alright, and Momo is going to be balancing the Great Pumpkin Project. Let's just put her paw on here. And I forgot I need to draw in her pumpkin. Oh, and her tail and her arm, for that matter. You can't have an unfinished Momo. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna exaggerate. I'm gonna keep her back arm and elbow, but I want to exaggerate this paw and kind of the crook of her arm. So I'm gonna make it a little bit thicker and maybe, hopefully, more noticeable. Let's see how that did. All right, good, good. And I just need to fix her little arm right here. Maybe bring this down a smidge. Oopsie daisy. And tail. We're not going to forget the tail again. And I would like to, here we go, just adjust a smidge. I'll erase that in a minute. Many shops are getting into the Christmas prep mode and fall. Yes. I was in, oh, it was too soon. I was in Costco and all the Christmas trees are out. Just nuts. Too soon. What the heck are you guys doing? I have to hop off for you to go to a monthly staff meeting. Oh, take care, Shannon. Sorry, Sharon. Bleh. Have a good rest of your day and have a wonderful weekend. I hope the meeting goes well. Begin to. I like this little scene. It's such a cozy little scene. We have some more grass. We can do some more grass here. Alright, so floofs are with their pumpkin. Momo's helping him. She's got her pumpkin. And I think that one's good to go. And I can come in here, slide these out. and then drop this next one. And then that'll be it. And hit save. Should I change this to, because I've got, it's either going to be a 2 and a 2 or an and and an and. I think I'm just going to have to speak it out loud. Never have I regretted the time I took to slow down, to meet a moment, and give life a closer look. Or, never ever regretted the time I took to slow down and meet a moment and give, I think I got it, yeah. And an and, I think. 2 and 2 to slow down to meet a moment and give, yeah, to slow down and meet a moment and go, yeah, I feel like 2 and 2 is a little bit, I feel 2 and 2 is a little bit much, but and that has 2 beats. Meet a moment is quite a few more beats before we get the other and, so it feels like it talks better and reads better. Alright, so last frame here, save, save, save. Tip her head a little bit. She is giving a hug. We gotta tip her head into the hug. Probably won't be using those whiskeys. I might have to change her smile too. I kind of want it to be quieter. Maybe I have to tip her even more. Let's get this floof in here. This will be the determining factor on the oh, that smile, that's perfect. Get a little floof belly in there. That's really all the floof I need, I think. Because they're going to be in a pile of leaves. All right. And I'm going to erase her paw right here because we're going to have the floof paw on top. And then I need to erase actually a lot. All right, that's pretty perfect. Okay, now I'm going to move this out. Scoochy scooch, scooch scooch. All right, now I can go over to here, and I do need to make this a little, okay, first of all, let's match our frames to our line art. Make sure everything is contained where it needs to be. There we go, there we go. Now I can move things up. So I'm going to take everything here and I'm going to scoot it down, give my title a little more room to breathe. I think that'll be good. Hey, Catherine! Oh, thank you so much for stopping by. Good to see you as always. I just got the line art done for this comic for tomorrow. And let me go in and hit save first. And then I'll show you the... I'm still thinking around with the spacing here. I just want to make sure I've got space for things to just leave room for the title to breathe. Gotta leave room for my narration. And I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna one scooch, scooch, scooch. There we go. All right, so here we are back in. So the title of the comic is Meet the Moments, and the narration is Never have I regretted the time I took to slow down and meet a moment and give life a closer look. So I had it originally a different ending here, but I was kind of hung up on, I really felt this needed to rhyme. So and I knew my rhyming was this one right here, took. So I went into Rhyme Zone and looked up some, rhymes, and then I snagged on look, and then it kind of wrote itself to finish this out. It was originally never have I regretted the time I took to slow down and meet a moment where it stood. And I don't know, I think, and give life a closer look. I think that touches the moment or the message a lot better, actually. But yeah, so I have Momo just doing little things. She's sketching and observing, and she's bapping a mushroom and trying to figure it out, and then she's enjoying a fresh, crisp fall breeze, and then she's helping the floofs with their giant pumpkin, and then she's jumped into a fresh pile of leaves and enjoying a hug of victory. A victory hug. So all I need to do after this is coloring, and that is gonna probably 40 minutes at the most, I guess, because these are all pretty simple. Momo is, doing her shading, which is, really easy. I usually just for these comics do her ears, a little bit of shadowing here and here, and then of course her paws, her socks are one color, her body's another. But yeah, I really like all of these, and I'll probably, man, I could make almost all of these a wallpaper. Totally. Yeah, I might actually do that because I really want this one as a wallpaper. I think it's just hilarious. But I really like the bapping mushroom too, so. But yeah, that'll be it for me today. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end stream here and get a little lunch. Let me go on my ending screen there. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will be back on Tuesday with probably some product work, and not sure there what I need to do, but I'll figure it out over the weekend. Definitely need to do some stuff for the shop, so it could be that. Oh no, Ariana! Welcome back just in time. Here, let me show you how it ended up real quick. So I've got the scenes here, the bath and mushroom. We've got enjoying the breeze, and then wrestling a pumpkin right here. And then I've got a hug in a pile of leaves. It shouldn't be too long to color that one. But yeah, I like I put in the text, and I think it worked a lot well. My initial writing had this last line different, but I was hung up on this right here. I wanted to make it a rhyme, so I had to figure out and change this last line to make it work. I think it worked well. It'll be a good one, a good little fall comic. And then I need to start in next week on my Halloween comics. I've got to do a couple of those. Maybe I'll start this weekend and write some of them out. I have some ideas with Coconut and Tuxie and their costumes, so I think that'll be fun. Alright, so let me go ahead and go back to ending screen. There we go. Alright, so for real this time, I'm going to go get some lunch. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday and a wonderful weekend. Stay warm if you are in the Arctic blast zone. I'm going to be getting out my sweaters and soup. But yeah, I'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me. Ariana, Dee, Sharon, I know you're not here anymore. Catherine, all my lurkers. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time.